Hello everyone, my name is Shoiki Pro Marma. I am studying in Shahjalal University of Science and Technology, Sylhet. I am third year, second semester students, Department of Economics. Today I am going to talk about open economy, macroeconomic course related topic. I have selected the name of topic and the topic name is second generation model of currency crisis, and the topic contains introduction of second generation model of currency crisis, key distinction between first and second generation model of currency crisis, and key components, key features, and lastly the criticism of second generation model of currency crisis. Uh, so let's begin with the introduction part of the second generation model of currency crisis. The second generation model of currency crisis is a theoretical framework used in economics to understand the causes and dynamics of currency crisis. This model focuses on how investors' expectations and market dynamics leading to speculative attack on a currency, even if the initial economic conditions are not problematic, and it highlights the role of self-fulfilling prophecies, multiple equilibria, and coordination failures among investors. It built upon the first generation model, which primarily focuses on fiscal and monetary policy imbalances as triggers for crisis. Due to deficiencies of the first generation model of the currency crisis, the speculative attack on ERM occurred in 1992 to 1993. A new generation of models emerged in the 1990s. And in the next slide, I am presenting the key distinction between first and second generation models currency crisis. If there is an exogenous shock to private agents' expectations, so they can move from a low to high risk of devaluation that will cause probability of a devaluation will increase. Private agents' expectations can be self-fulfilling if there is an exogenous shock to their expectations. The government seeks to minimize the loss function, for example, deviations of output. A devaluation is seen as an optimal response by the government to speculative pressures against the currency. Private agents' expectations of devaluation are low, then the cost of maintaining a fixed exchange rate are low. And in the next, I am discussing the key components of second generation model of currency crisis. There are three types of key components, and the key components are such as government preferences, specification of the real variable, and the last key components, that is cost of the valuation. And I am going to discuss about the government preferences. In this part, cost-benefit analysis, maintaining a fixed exchange rate and possible minimized loss function is L equal to Yt minus Y star whole square plus W RT plus 1 minus RT whole square, where RT that means current level of output, Y star that means desired level of output, RT plus 1 that is exchange rate for one period, and RT that is exchange rate today, and W that is waiting parameter. Here, the government attaches some importance to the stability of output and the ability of exchange rate. And the next key component, that is specification of the real variable. In this part, we discuss about different second generation economic models use various real variables to describe the effects of an expected devaluation. This may be the level of output, level of employment rate, or the level of public debt. And the last key components, that is cost of devaluation. In this part, we talk about the magnitude of the shock determines the private agent's expectations of a devaluation. If the shock is small and private agents' expectations are small, this will incur lower cost to the government to maintain a fixed exchange rate. And in the next topic, I am discussing the key features of second generation model. Let me explain the key features. There are four types of key features. Uh, Such as devaluation expectation, self-fulfilling panics, cost benefit analysis, and the last key features, that is probability of devaluation. So let me explain. The first feature point is devaluation expectation. Devaluation expectation is a high expectations of devaluation increase the cost of maintaining a fixed exchange rate. This lead to a large devaluation as agents demand higher wages, causing a loss of output. And the second key features, that is self-fulfilling panics. In this part, it is occur when sudden changes in the value expectations can trigger as a speculative attack and a high chance of devaluation without any major shift in macroeconomic factors. Cost benefit analysis. Cost benefit analysis. In this part, if costs are higher, there are no devaluation, and if benefits are greater than cost, then there may occur devaluation. If the fixed cost of devaluations are relatively high, then the government may decide it is best not to devalue, and if the costs are otherwise, government might decide to devalue. And the last key features, that is probability of devaluation. In this part, we discuss about the if a country's economic are poor and people are highly unemployed, then the currency devaluation increases because people expect the government to devalue the currency as a response to the economic crisis, and the probability of devaluation is affected by the state of fundamentals. And in my last slide, that is criticism of the second generation model of currency crisis. And in last slide, we can see the criticism of the second generation model of currency crisis. In this model, uh, they don't fully explain why private agents suddenly change from uh, a low to a high probability of devaluation. Additionally, they overlook the role of financial markets right before a crisis. And the second generation models include fundamentals in devaluation probability, but they can't explain properly. They face issues such as why private agents change expectations, and they don't fully considering pre-crisis financial market conditions. Thank you everyone for your patience and for hearing me. So it is the end of my discussion of the topic second generation model of currency crisis. Thank you everyone for hearing me.